Today we're checking out Karnage Chronicles on Steam VR. Welcome to the mothership. So recently I was lucky enough to win a couple of keys to Karnage Chronicles on Steam VR thanks to the incredible Dr. Greg. I'm going to leave a link to his channel down in the description. You should definitely go check him out if you haven't already. And I'm going to be giving one of these keys away, so stick around to the end of the video to see how you can get your copy of Karnage Chronicles. So I just want to say off the bat that this isn't going to be a full-fledged review. This is more of a first impression. I haven't played this game for a significant length of time, definitely not long enough to complete the game. I have plugged a couple hours in though, and I have to say that so far I am quite impressed. Karnage Chronicles is a virtual reality dungeon crawler similar in style to the likes of Skyrim. The game has two available classes. You could either be a warrior specializing in swords and shields, or a ranger specializing in bows and daggers. And choosing one class doesn't mean you can't use the weapons of the other. I chose a warrior and did find a bow in the game and was still able to use it. So it seems to be just a choice of what your character specializes in using. So the first thing that really struck me about this game is the graphics. They are quite impressive, especially for something in VR. The environment looks great, all the character models look really polished. Right in the beginning of the game, you get your quests from this old wizard creature, and I'm just sitting there the whole time just soaking this guy in. I mean, he looks great. And that was how I was feeling through the rest of my playtime. I mean, everything here looks really good, and it really adds to the immersion. They went with a more realistic approach to the graphics, giving it a darker, more dungeon-y type feel, as opposed to cell shading or something like that other games tend to utilize in VR. It's a 100% win, in my opinion, in the graphical section of this game, and it just led me to play for a long period of time, which is really what you want to see in VR games, a game that makes you not want to take off your headset. So moving on to the gameplay, everything here works really good. If you're playing as a warrior, you're mostly going to be hacking and slashing with a sword. But something interesting I noticed is with the shield, and that is that it only blocks what you can actually block with your shield. So as you use your shield, it's going to block and deflect attacks only if it's in the way of that arrow or that sword coming at you. This just adds a whole level of realism where you're hacking with one hand and holding up your shield with the other, but actually trying to block those attacks in a very real way, not just equipping your shield and having it do its job on its own. This kind of took me by surprise, and it's a great example of how VR can really come through when it's done well. It's little things like this that really add to the experience and help you feel immersed in the game. The bow mechanics feel really good as well. Everything feels really naturally, pulling back on the bow and letting it rip. I was having a blast firing shots from a distance at enemies, sometimes favoring that over direct combat just for fun. And like all dungeon crawlers, there's a really good loot system in play here. Kill baddies, open chests, find loot, upgraded armor, go back to the shop, spend some change. And I don't have any complaints about the loot system so far. It seems rewarding, but not over rewarding, so I do want to continue and see what's next. The inventory system is decent, but not perfect. It is something that's kind of hard to do in VR, accessing your inventory smoothly. It is linked to a hot button that you press and your inventory pulls up around you, and you can kind of move things around with your hands, which I guess is the best way to do it. It felt just a little bit clunky doing this, but I guess it's more of a shortcoming of a game with such a large inventory to take care of rather than an actual shortfall of the game itself. It's not bad once you get used to it, and the game does give you 3 sets of hotkey weapons that you can switch between, and a few item slots that you can access quickly. Something really awesome about this game is that it does support online co-op, which is just incredible for a VR RPG. I didn't get to personally check this out, but I've heard really good things, so it's something to think about for you and your headset buddies if you want to jump in and dungeon crawl together. What a time to be alive. So overall, I'm really impressed with this game so far. I hadn't read anything about it before I played it, and it kind of blew me away. I absolutely love dungeon crawlers like this, and having this full-fledged VR experience that's put together so well is just incredible. And I want you to experience it too, so I'm gonna give away the other key that I have for this game. To win, all you have to do is go over to my Twitter @MothershipVR, comment on my post about this video. I'll choose a winner in a couple weeks or so. I want to give you guys enough time to enter. And that's it. Go comment on my Twitter post to win. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you aren't already. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching.